generations to come. When our descendants look to the stars, perhaps from a rocky moon or colonies floating in open space, they'll remember this time. When they reflect on where it started, they'll remember this place. And when they honor those first explorers who said, "Let's go," they'll remember these bold steps. We are of blue origin. They'll remember and this bold steps is just the beginning. We are of blue origin. And this bold step is just the beginning. We are of blue
Good
origin.
morning, everyone, and welcome to New Shepard's NS-27 mission. Thanks for joining us. I am Joel Eby, joined by my co-host Isabella Gillespie, a lead for New Shepard astronaut sales. Isabella.
Good morning, Joel, and good morning, viewers. I am delighted to be here with you today to follow the action in West Texas, where our launch team is preparing New Shepard for flight.
Today's mission is a unique one. If you've been watching our flights recently, you might have seen human crews go to space on NS-25 and NS-26 earlier this year. That's the 7th and 8th human flights for the program. Some amazing people who have dreamed of going to space their whole lives. They got to realize their dreams on New Shepard. Well, the vehicle that carried those astronauts was the same reusable vehicle that we've used since the beginning of our human flight program back in 2021 when we flew our first human flight. Well, today's something new.
It's a new dawn, a new day, and today we will be flying an all-new vehicle. Today will serve as a verification flight for a new human-rated vehicle that we'll be adding to our fleet. So, to be clear, this is a new booster and a new crew capsule. The only thing I think that we're missing, Joel, is a big red bow on top. But I'll tell you what we do have is a brand new livery design that we are trying out as a new paint job. Tell us about it, Joel.
Yeah, we're trying out a new graphics configuration. Thanks all the way back to Kent, to Zoe and Austin and countless others who brought this one to life. The big ornate feather is gone, and the simpler graphics with the dark racetrack tunnels are here. One thing that we hope is that as the booster is used again and again, this simpler scheme will probably be a little bit more easily refreshed between missions. And a quick programming note about our webcast. We wish we could share our faces from the desk here today, but we're going to keep it simple. We're going to give you eyes on the rocket during the flight the whole time, and we'll be here on comms with you from the audio feed the whole way. So we got you. All right, let's talk about today's flight a bit more. We have some cool payloads on board today.
We have 12 on board today. In fact, all of them except for one are technology that we've developed right here in-house at Blue Origin.
At Blue, you know, we like to say we're building a road to space for the benefit of Earth, and that means we have a long roadmap ahead of us, a lot of future programs that we're going to be laying the groundwork for. We're going to be putting some technology tests into space today that will feed into several other programs that we have in the works. Very exciting.
So there are 5 payloads installed on the booster and 7 inside the crew capsule. And this includes tens of thousands of postcards on behalf of our foundation, Club for the Future, which is Blue Origin's STEAM-focused nonprofit. And if you didn't know, now you will. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, the Arts, and Mathematics.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we're about T-minus 10 minutes from New Shepard's 27th mission. I do notice that we have just entered a hold. We will continue to track that as it goes. Now, this is the 27th mission for the program. It's also a brand new vehicle, as we've talked about. There's no crew on board today, and so we're going to be flying this test mission here. It's going to be a great day. So let's get into a little bit more about why we're doing this mission. As you know, New Shepard is a human flight program. We've sent 8 crewed flights to space and over 40 astronauts. It's really been amazing these last few years as we've built this program up.
New Shepard has done things that no other rocket has been able to do. So everyday people can visit space, and you've probably seen that on a few of our recent human flight broadcasts.
Yeah, this addition to our fleet is going to help us expand our capacity to fly more humans and really help to meet the ongoing customer demand.
And I can tell you, Joel, that really just seems to go up each and every time that we launch this rocket.
Awesome. So in a few moments here, we should be, provided we clear the hold, we're going to be going into a go, no-go poll. Let's toss it over to the rocket now as we await New Shepard and await this hold to clear.
All stations stand by for go full for terminal count. I say again, stand by for go full for terminal count.
All right, so welcome back, everybody. If you just joining us, this is NS-27, the 27th flight of New Shepard and a test flight of a brand new vehicle. We are here in a hold. We're about 3 minutes into the hold. We're hearing it should clear pretty soon. But while we're here in this hold, let's talk a little bit more about the importance of New Shepard as it relates to our long-term vision, and in particular, why we build reusable vehicles. So you know, 99% of New Shepard's dry mass is reused. Everything from the crew capsule and the booster to the engines and the parachutes. New Shepard's vehicles are currently designed for 25 missions, but really we're hoping to strive to quadruple that number over time.
We like to talk about the goal of operational reusability, or the idea that we can make operating a rocket more like operating an airplane in terms of how quickly it can be turned around and delivered for customer after each time that it flies. It's really exciting in the fact that we're adding a new vehicle to our fleet, so being able to reuse not but one, but two vehicles, we'll be able to turn the rocket around more often, more frequently, and make more humans astronauts.
The dream of reusability for space vehicles, it's really been around a long time, but the truth is that we really need to see a dramatic increase in the operational side, like you said, of reusability of our rockets in order to start seeing a truly radical reduction in the cost of access to space and to see that begin to happen.
Another key part is that we really talk about and emphasize the engines. The engines themselves, along with all of the other rocket components, must be designed from the ground up in order to be reusable. That means that engines can throttle, so that way you can fully control them, not just for vehicle ascent, but for descent and landing. So reusability, it's critical, and so is sustainability, which comes down to the sorts of fuel that we use in order to power our rockets.
That's right. So the fuel that we use to power New Shepard is also a great example of our sustainable approach. New Shepard's engine is fueled by a highly efficient combination of liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen. During the flight, the only byproduct that you're going to see is water vapor.
Joel, I've just got to say that again because I don't think that's emphasized enough. The only byproduct of this outstanding rocket that we're looking at right here on the screen is water vapor. It's just sometimes hard to fathom. I had to say it again.
That's right, yeah. When we're watching New Shepard fly, I mean, I like to casually describe it as a steam engine, although I think the rocket engineers around me don't necessarily like that we call it a steam engine, but that's basically the byproduct, and that's really cool.
Well, look, I am all about various modes of transportation, and we all know about steam engines and how that played into automobiles, and it's really cool to think about it from that perspective, Joel, when we're looking at this rocket.
So reusability and sustainability, both so important at Blue Origin. And together, these goals really help us to reduce the cost of space travel and to do it in a way that really reduces waste.
You know, when we're talking about sustainability and reusability, I think it just tips its hat to our overall long-term mission to have millions of people living and working in space. And when we do this step by step, when we do it with reusability and sustainability in mind, it really just, again, we're going in the right direction.
So let's take a moment now and check back in a new Shepard as we wait for this hold to clear. We'll be right back.
At this point, I'm showing your green board. Copy green board and no constraints. Final station, we're going to give it one more minute here. Engineering, please conduct your go poll at your discretion. Engineering copies. All right, all stations, this is flight on channel 1 for the go poll for terminal count and launch. Capsule. Count. Booster. Go. Ground. Go. Engage. Go with the launch side until we transition over to our appear. Copy the value of that launch setting. Safety. Back up. Go. CC recovery. PM recovery. Engineering. Yellow green. Brown blue visible. Inward. The flight is go for terminal count and launch, and with that is Shepard is go for launch. Booster, commence terminal count. Flight. Your discussion booster is going to hold ironically around 10 minutes. Trajectory index selected. Engineering booster verified trajectory index.
All right, if you're just joining us, this is NS-27. We have cleared the hold. There was, I think, an aircraft in our airspace. We were waiting for the airspace to clear, which we're now clear. I believe we are patched into with mission control right now, and mission control is going through the go, no-go poll. The audio is not great, so bear with us, but we're going to wait through this moment and verify that we are go for launch.
And verifying internal power.
All right, welcome back. The audio wasn't great there, so bear with us, but we have got for confirmation that we are go for launch. Always great to get to this point in our mission. That's the go pole that they do there is really that last gateway to clear us for liftoff, and it's super exciting to get to this point. So let's talk a little bit more about this new vehicle.
And a new vehicle calls for a new name. You'll be able to see that the name affixed right above the hatch, this one's going to be called RSS Kármán Line. You can see it right there above the hatch.
A little bit in shadow, but you can kind of make that out right there.
That's right, and this is a tribute to the internationally recognized boundary of space. It's 100 kilometers or 62 miles above Earth's surface. And you know, the view at the Kármán Line, that's really what it's all about. It's what many of our new Shepard astronauts go to see, go to experience, looking down at our beautiful, fragile planet, the beautiful blue marble that we know to be Blue Origin. So again, that's why we're naming it RSS Kármán Line.
Yeah, and RSS, the three-letter acronym there, some might be wondering what that means. That means reusable spaceship. So the vision of all of our vehicles is reusability, like we talked about. Every vehicle that flies to space at Blue Origin and becomes reused will get a name like this. So this is RSS not first step, but Kármán Line, the second human flight vehicle in our fleet. And there's one more thing we want to mention. We've made some upgrades to improve the vehicle's performance and reusability. There's some really cool payload accommodations on this vehicle.
There are a lot of reasons why we might want to install various payloads right on the booster, so we've integrated new standard attach points for technology demonstrations and other payloads.
So the evolution of New Shepard, you can see right here, like these live shots coming to us from West Texas. It's a living and breathing rocket. You can hear those noises on the pad right now, but really the whole program is living and breathing as well in its own way as we continue to innovate and evolve our suborbital rocket. So let's keep moving here. We're at T-minus about 6 minutes. New Shepard there on the pad awaiting launch. If you're just joining us, this is the 27th flight for the New Shepard program. I do want to mention that a lot of people, a lot of viewers might have today on their minds. It's a day of remembrance for many people, so we just want to thank our audience for joining us on a day like today. It's always exciting to go to space, but we always want to be cognizant of the other events going on in the world. So thank you for joining us today.
I'm really glad you called that out, Joel. And as we're looking at this beautiful rocket, we like to remember the fact that we are forging a path for a beautiful future, taking care of that next generation. So coming on with our wonderful postcards that we have on board today, we have postcards from Brunei and Pakistan, among many other countries. Thanks to NIAT, the satellite telecommunications provider in Brunei, for expanding the postcards to space program in Southeast Asia. A special thank you as well to World Space Week for your support in collecting those postcards from Pakistan.
All right, and Club for the Future also launched an online way very recently for students to draw digital postcards and send their art to space on New Shepard. So if you want to participate in this program, this is a great way to jump in. Anyone can do it. It's free. It's easy. It's super, super fun. I've done it. My kids have done it. I think you've done your own postcards to space as well.
I certainly have.
So if you want to participate in that, this one is always open. You can go to draw.clubforfuture.org. There's a really cool online app. It makes it really easy to do. And the tools online are just super, super fun and creative. So jump in and send your art to space. So with that, let's take just a quick moment here and check in on New Shepard and make sure that we are on track for our launch.
Troubleshooting PM as an uplink issue.
All right, welcome back. This is NS-27, the 27th flight of New Shepard, and the first flight of this new booster. We are in a hold here as the team is working through final checks for today's launch. Let's go ahead and take a moment and talk about the flight and the flight profile of New Shepard. Now, New Shepard is what we call a suborbital flight program. It's a very unique flight profile.
In fact, suborbital is a fantastic way to experience space because it's so accessible. It really opens the door for not just what you think of as a professional astronaut, but it has a flight path that spans about 15 minutes total, so it's exceedingly accessible for everyday people and smaller organizations that might want to experiment with technology at a smaller scale than, say, the International Space Station. They can get the results back, in fact, in the same day that they launch them to space.
Yeah, New Shepard has that vertical flight profile, vertical takeoff, vertical landing architecture. It does not go into orbit, but passes the Kármán Line and then returns straight back down here to Texas, right where it launched from. And of course, all of this contrasts with what's coming up, which is New Glenn. And New Glenn is going to launch very soon from Cape Canaveral. That's our orbital rocket that's upcoming, and it will be able to deliver just about anything to low Earth orbit, to lunar orbit, even deeper into the solar system. So between these two rockets, really together, you get a spectrum of launch services that cover the gamut of the entire needs of all kinds of space customers. So with that, let's dive in and view what New Shepard's flight profile is really like.
7, 6.
New Shepard's mission
5,
begins when the countdown clock reaches 0.
2, 1, 0.
At this point, the engine will start and the rocket will lift off of the pad. It will continue under the boost phase for about 2.5 minutes until main engine cutoff. 20 seconds later, the crew capsule will separate from the booster and the astronauts will unharness and enjoy 0G. The crew capsule will continue past the Kármán Line to an ultimate apogee of 350,000 feet, or 100 kilometers. The booster will autonomously land on the landing pad, ready to be prepped for its next flight. Around 3.5 minutes after separation, the crew capsule will begin to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Parachutes will deploy around an altitude of 7,000 feet, or 2,100 meters, providing a nice, slow descent back to Earth. After landing, astronauts exit the capsule and are greeted by the Blue Origin ground crew, family, and friends to celebrate and reflect on their flight. New Shepard, an adventure unlike anything on Earth.
All right. Now that video features some really great footage of astronauts on past missions to space with New Shepard, and as we talked about, today's flight is a test flight of a new vehicle, so there's not going to be any floating about the capsule today, but hopefully very soon on this vehicle.
That's right, Joel. Soon indeed.
It's really cool, by the way. I got to point out, you got to see all the new livery close up with these cameras, the cameras that are on the pad. Team did a really good job getting this vehicle ready for today. There's ice forming on these tunnels, which means it's really close to launch. So these views of the booster are really cool, just to be able to see it this close up. So we're in a hold right now. I understand the team is troubleshooting a telemetry issue, which they should be able to resolve here shortly. So let's hold here for a moment, watch this hold as it progresses, and we're going to get really close to launching today. How are you feeling, Isabella?
Oh, I'm pumped.
Let's do it. All right, so welcome back here. We are at T-minus just under 4 minutes with a hold going on that the team is working to clear. While we're in this hold, there's one piece of content I wanted to introduce you to. There's someone at Blue named Allie Walker, who is an integration engineer. She works with the New Shepard program. We were able to film a little segment with Allie just a few months ago while she was finishing final preparations on this new vehicle.
This has been the most challenging and rewarding job I have ever had. We assemble and troubleshoot the very heart of our vehicles during production.
Then we'll put it on the trailer in the trailer.
As a lead engineer, I oversee the integration of spaceflight systems and components for the New Shepard rocket. This includes all testing, integration, and troubleshooting. Over the last few years, we've brought this vehicle to life, preparing it for many journeys to space. And in these moments, we realize the rarity and privilege of being part of such a noble endeavor. I'm Allie Walker, lead integration engineer at Blue Origin. And together, we are building a road to space for the benefit of Earth.
Allie's story is a great example of how you can do really some of the best work of your life on an important mission, just like the one we have going on here at Blue.
And on that note, Blue continues to grow, and we have positions across all of our company and all of the incredible locations that we have sites. That includes Cape Canaveral, Seattle, Huntsville, Alabama, West Texas, or any of our other locations. We need so much talent as we are working to pave that road to space and build up these programs. So if you're interested, check out our job listings online at blueorigin.com/careers.
Yeah, super cool. You can see the map that has all these pins with Blue Origin's locations as we've expanded over time. I get to work out of the Seattle location, which is really great. That's the headquarters of Blue. You want to talk about the office you get to work out of?
Yeah, certainly. Oftentimes I'm in Phoenix. Other times I'm in Florida, and then we'll go wherever our astronauts need us. But it's nice that we are able to, have that span and be where our talent is. So I think it's really cool, and I think it's really cool that Allie mentioned privilege. That word privilege, I think that it's really an honor and a treat, and again, privilege to be able to be here working for Blue and working towards this mission of ours.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I've been here 7 years now, and it's always been that ideal combination of a place that has such a robust mission and vision, something you can really sink your teeth into. But also, along with that, just the incredible people that we get to work with across all these programs, all these locations, making that road to space vision come to life. It's really great.
That is so true, Joel. And as we're talking about the careers and STEM, I think it's really empowering to recognize that there are different types of positions, from machinists to programmers to hospitality. So this industry is not going anywhere. It is the future. So again, if you're interested, check out blueorigin.com/careers.
And with that, the hold is still going on here. I can tell the team, we're hearing the team is still doing final troubleshooting on that hold to clear it. We're very close to launch here. So let's just take a moment and check back in on New Shepard as we get ready for flight. All right, welcome back. This is NS-27, the 27th flight of New Shepard, the first flight of this brand new booster and capsule. We're still in a hold, and while we're in that hold, let's talk a little bit more about how New Shepard fits into the bigger picture of Blue Origin's mission and vision. So, Isabella, tell us, what would you say, where does Blue go from here?
Often we talk about how New Shepard is kind of the tip of the iceberg, if you will, Joel. At least in Blue Origin's roadmap, it's not the end goal, but really more like it's just the beginning, if you will. There's a lot of things that you might have heard that's happening beyond what happens here in West Texas with our New Shepard vehicle. So there's New Glenn, our massive orbital vehicle that we've talked about. It's actually 5 times the size of our New Shepard rocket. There's also lots of activity in our lunar permanence team, and it's really our vision to bring humans back to the moon, but this time for the long haul, to stay there, to establish a permanent human presence there. And then there's everything in between. Oh my goodness, and there's programs like Blue Ring. Tell us about that, Joel.
Absolutely. Blue Ring is a really cool jack of all trades, or jack of many trades, that provides a whole slew of services in space, from its ability to move objects and space infrastructure around, or to provide communications in between Earth and the moon, to provide services for satellites in orbit. It's really an incredible new class of vehicle that's going to help make space just more usable, more accessible for companies, for governments, really anyone who wants to tap into those abundant resources of space.
It's so incredible, Joel. It's just like, but wait, there's more. What aren't we doing here at Blue? So we also have Blue Ring, which is going to be an incredible tool in our tool belt. But Joel, I've got to ask you, when people ask you, in fact, how all of these pieces fit together, everything that we're doing here at Blue, into a broader vision, tell me how you describe that picture to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great question. I think you have to start with even our name, Blue Origin. Itself, the name is a reference to where all of this is going, which is really Earth. Blue Origin means Earth. And though we're a company that's all about accessing the resources of space, the why behind it all is really down deep a core belief that it's our home planet, this planet Earth, that makes it all worthwhile. So yeah, while Blue Origin has this motto, for the benefit of Earth, and that's to remind us that the reason that we go to space is to tap into its deep resources, things like energy, things like rare materials, and even to do things like moving heavy industries here on Earth, the industries that can be harmful here on Earth, but that provide true benefits like manufacturing and energy production, to move them far away from the Earth, all to protect this planet in the long run.
Wowza, well said. These are some really, really big ideas and really big goals. And when you look at the history of human spaceflight, there have actually been less than 700 people that have ever reached space. I mean, I'm talking from all countries in the entire span of humanity. And 700 may sound like a lot, but honestly, to truly change and increase how much humans can impact the Earth by using space, just like you said, Joel, as a species, we've really just got to think bigger.
Yeah, we gotta. And that's what really leads us to our company mission, which is building a road to space for the benefit of Earth, making space more accessible and just radically reducing the cost of reaching space. And we've said it before, but reusable launch vehicles are really one of the biggest things that we can do to utilize and to drive down that cost, that high cost of getting to space. So yeah, that's a good summary, Isabella, of our mission and vision, and how New Shepard kind of paves the way for all of that to begin to happen. So with that, we're still in a hold. We are about 14 and almost 15 minutes into the hold now. The intel that we're getting is that they're close to clearing this hold, so we're just kind of waiting for those last moments here. Let's toss it back to the rocket as we get ready to clear this hold and begin to fly.
flight. Can I recommend proceeding through the next few steps to verify S-band grounding? Yeah, here we go. Expected for 6.4, I'll repeat that check. Happy to see the is that working?
All right, welcome back. We are at 4 minutes holding on the clock during a hold. The hold is still going on. Our team is working to clear that hold. I'm hearing from Mission Control that we're going to go back and do a second go, no-go poll now that they've come this far and gotten some certainty on the procedure. So bear with us. We're going to try to patch you back into Mission Control as soon as that happens. Copy, 16 common. Copy, clear. All right, so hopefully you were able to hear there over the radio. We heard the go, no-go poll reconfirmed by the Mission Control team. The hold is cleared. We are now ticking down to the final moments of our clock here. We got 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock here. What's going to happen at this point is the vehicle is going to begin to go through some of its final bit checks and mobility checks before we launch to space. So we'll be able to see some of these things happening. As you can tell, right now the vehicle is breathing. It's on the pad. You can see the close-up views here. I love seeing these close-up views of the rocket, by the way. Getting up close to the rocket, especially with this new rocket, Isabella, the brand new livery. It's shiny white. One of the things that I think we expect to happen over time is that we refly these vehicles over and over, so they do wear over time, and you can see that visible wear if you were to compare this rocket to the last vehicle that we've been flying that's had several flights now, I think 11 flights on the other vehicle, and that's, it gets darker over time, and it starts showing the marks of reusability.
That's right, but I feel like the wear, that's what gives it character. That's what shows that it's been to space, it's been on an incredible journey, and that it's ready to go again.
Yeah, that's right. So Any second now, we're about 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. And this is where we're going to start seeing some of those bit checks happening that help maneuver some of these and test the surfaces, the control surfaces that are going to make reusability actually possible.
That's right. And, you know, as our rocket here gets ready to do some of its final checks, I'd just like to remind everyone that we do not have astronauts on board today, but now is certainly that countdown time when they start to do their own checks for mindfulness and awareness that they are really about to launch, go to space, cross that Kármán line, come back to planet Earth, and be internationally recognized as astronauts.
That's right. So you just saw the bridge, the astronaut bridge has been retracted. We've entered our auto sequence, and this is where the automation of the mission really begins to take over, which is really exciting. It means we're very, very close. And you can see there's the fin movement. You can see the fins moving at the base of the rocket. These fins, they help steer the vehicle on both ascent and descent to give it full control. All right, we've entered another hold here with about 1 minute left on the clock. We're very, very close. The team is just doing, this is the first time we're flying this vehicle, so I think they're able to you know, get the readings off of the vehicle for the first time, and they're learning the nuances of every vehicle is a little bit different. So let's wait as Mission Control does their final verifications here and clears this hold. All right, so you've seen we've entered a hold here. I think we have just a little bit of time to let Mission Control here troubleshoot and get us ready for flight. So with that, let's take a minute and talk about the New Shepard experience. You know, the growth of the New Shepard program has been really just inspiring to watch, especially as an employee. We get to see all these great astronauts taking part in the experience and experiencing what it's like to, you know, to come to West Texas, to meet each other, to bond together, and to really kind of make history together. So they've really, I think New Shepard has, you know, really made just an incredible impact on the spaceflight community and in such a short amount of time.
Joel, you know, this is one of my favorite topics to talk about with Blue Origin is going to be that New Shepard astronaut experience, because New Shepard has paved the way for a future of access to space. I mean, it's something just incredible to fathom the fact that you can go online right now and enter a web form on our website to begin your journey to explore and investigate what it's going to be like. You can purchase a seat to space. So it's now, because of this New Shepard program, that everyday people can travel beyond this planet. Let's take a look at some of the ways that flying to space on New Shepard has impacted so many of our astronauts to date.
Capsule.
Go.
Holy mackerel.
Booster.
Is this wild?
Go.
Each person that goes up there,
Oh my golly! This is nuts!
Ground. Go.
all of a sudden has a totally different perspective
Wow, look at that view.
Capcom. Go.
of this little place here.
New Shepard is go for launch.
This is heaven!
It's almost like an out-of-body experience.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
This is a new era where people like a teacher from North Carolina gets to go to space.
Space has always been something I've wanted to do, but it's never been accessible until now.
Look at that view. Look at the view.
It's just unbelievable.
You have to see it with your eyes to really, really take it in. Everybody else should go to space. Look at the Earth. Just look outside. Look at the Earth. We're in space.
This is a life-changing experience. Everybody needs to do this.
It was absolutely insane. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever. Oh my word. I'm just spinning. That was enlightenment.
This is the best experience of my life, by far. Everyone in the world deserves to see this. Everyone needs to see this. Oh my God.
It's just a dream come true. I wanted to do this my entire life.
I just went to space as the first woman from Mexico.
I think we need to give this gift of perspective to everybody.
Oh man, this is so cool. I always said I'm gonna do it, and I just did it.
We went to space!
What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I can't believe this.
As soon as you land, you will want more of it.
So you can really, you can see the impact that this experience has made on all of these great people. They all experience it in their own ways. They exit the crew capsule and they kind of just spill out their emotions in real time. And it's just really just incredible for us to be able to talk to so many of these people who get to do what we don't get to do, which is to see the effect of looking at your planet from outer space.
That's right. That's why I really think of our astronauts as the pioneers that they are. They are going and forging this path so that so many of us will be able to then be able to follow in their footsteps. So this is really what it's all about. As you know, even our name is Blue Origin, and I want to spell it out. Blue Origin, why we are named Blue Origin, it's because of Earth. It means planet Earth. Because when we are up in space looking down at planet Earth, you see it as this beautiful but yet fragile small blue marble. It's in fact why a blue marble is my good luck token that I always keep in my pocket for every launch. And so on New Shepard, astronauts get to witness this firsthand, our planet in the vastness of space. And when they return, they have a hope for future for our planet. It's incredible in the fact of the overview effect, how it can rewire almost your framework, your mindset, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive your purpose on this planet, and what you want to do to ensure that our future is a beautiful and safe one. So far, we've actually flown 43 people across 8 human flights, and one of them has actually flown twice.
That's incredible. All told, that's over 6% of all the people who have flown above the Kármán Line have flown on New Shepard. So Let's talk a little bit more about what's going on from here with New Shepard, the program. What's next?
Well, I'll tell you, the demand's going up. Every time we get this rocket to launch, it is something that, again, the interest goes up and up. So, you know, there are only so many flights per year that we can do. There are only so many seats. So again, with that demand going up, it's just simply about ensuring that you secure your seat in a timely fashion and make sure that you're able to get above that Kármán line when and as soon as you are ready. So Blue's going to be able to support that by increasing our cadence and increasing our capacity to fly. But one thing we will never compromise is safety. So I really want to take a moment and talk about that. We like to talk about the redundant safety systems that we have all over New Shepard. There are backups to the backups, okay? The entire system has been designed around safety at the center.
Yeah, and that commitment to safety reflects our dedication to all of our astronauts and to everyone that is on the ground at Launch Site 1.
You know, and I've talked to our astronauts many times over, different ones that we've had and even future manifested astronauts, and they talk about that safety gives them the assurance that they feel safe to come on our rocket, to look forward to their flight, and then they can really focus on that experience and again, look down at beautiful planet Earth.
Yeah. So Isabella, you've been part of the astronaut sales team now for some time. Tell me, like, what are some of the things you hear from prospective astronauts? Like, what are the things they look forward to with their flight?
Well, I'll tell you first things first. You know, astronaut sales, it's such a funny thing. You don't have to sell going to space. I mean, who wouldn't want to go, right? It's something to where, you know, talking to these astronauts, the experience in and of itself, I'll tell you a bit about it. So what you could expect is to come out 3 days before your launch. So you're going to come out to the beautiful West Texas desert that you can see here as the landscape is right behind our rocket. You'll come on in and you'll get to see, as you have seen in some of our clips, featuring our New Shepard vehicle, the beautiful Kármán Line bar, our top-notch hospitality team that rolls out what I'd say is the blue carpet for you. And then you're going to start to get prepared for your flight. You'll get your hearing protection fitted. You'll go ahead and hop in that spacesuit of yours, your flight suit. And then you're going to start your astronaut training. You'll do 2 full days of astronaut training with some incredible CM7s, our crew member 7s. We can elaborate on that a little bit later. But again, you're going to go through 2 full days of astronaut training, and on that 3rd day, you get to fly to space.
That's so incredible to just think about the overarching experience that you get not only of flying to space, but I think you and I both know, just having visited the West Texas desert, the Launch Site 1 facility itself, Astronaut Village. It's more than just a experience to space, but you really spend time bonding together with your fellow astronauts and kind of forming friendships that you're going to hold on to for the rest of your life.
You nailed it. You nailed it, Joel. Because, you know, it is so much more than, believe it or not, going to space. I can't even believe I would say a sentence of, you're just going to space. Okay, no, it's the fact of there's an entire journey that our astronauts have that follows their flight. It's you're going to space, you're becoming an astronaut, but it's what you choose to do with it. Are you choosing to open up a door to perhaps representation for a home country? Are you opening that path for the next generation to inspire your children, to inspire, again, just the next generation of those that are engaged and invested and perhaps even following careers into the aerospace industry?
That's right. Well, as you can see, we're still in an extended hold here. You can tell by the top right-hand clock that's taken away in that screen. Let's keep talking about this astronaut experience, though, because at the end of the day, this is what it's really all about for New Shepard and for the astronauts that sign up. Let's watch the little clip that we have prepared, which kind of digs into what that 4-day period is like once those astronauts come on site to Launch Site 1.
It's one of my favorite videos, Joel.
Wow, that makes me feel like I'm going to space.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1.
Yeah! Guys, we're doing it!
Wow.
My gosh, Joel, that just gives me goosebumps every time. How about you?
I mean, I've been down there for other launches just to witness those astronauts experiencing what they're experiencing, and really, I love West Texas. I love going to the launch site. It's great to be able to see the rocket fly, but really just like interacting with these astronauts that are going through this experience is really the inspiring thing.
It just captures that raw emotion. And it's not just the emotion of our astronauts that are flying, it's their entire community that comes along with them. It's their family, their plus ones, again, their plus a few others that again get to follow their journey, have been encouraging them and following again about their dream coming true and being actualized, courtesy of Blue Origin.
Yeah. So when, I mean, you've spent time down there with our astronauts, you've talked to so many of them. Isabella, tell us about, like, what do they say, and what do you like to talk about most when it comes to, like, remembering the time that you spent on site and preparing these astronauts to fly?
Yeah, I really like to follow the entire journey of an astronaut. So, you know, before they fly, what is it that they're most looking forward to? And then kind of following up those types of questions when they come back to Earth. So what were you most surprised by, or what were you expecting? And I like to collect this information and think of it as data and share that with our future manifested astronauts and share that with those that are hoping to be able to become an astronaut one day, and share with them what they've learned so that way they can prepare for their flight in that manner. It's really special to hear some of those, and you know, in regards to what some of those astronauts have shared with me, that would be, you know, things in regards to go into this flight open-minded. You might have a concept of what to expect space to be like, but it's simply more than you can even wrap your mind around. The blackness of space is what we hear a lot of times, and the curvature of the Earth. It just brings people to tears when they come back in terms of looking again at this planet Earth, how beautiful it is, but also how fragile, and the importance of being able to protect it. The second thing I definitely want to mention, which is actually my number one thing, is talking to these astronauts about what's your why? What's your why? Why are you doing this? What is it that's pulling you? Because for you to want to go to space, again, you're going to be one of the first 1,000 people going to space. There's something that's pulling you inside of you to do this. This is something to where you want to be a pioneer for the future of space exploration. And so for many, again, it's being an explorer. It's going somewhere where others have never gone before. And again, giving sometimes representation to nations that otherwise might not have had a, if you will, an Apollo 11 moment. That's something that's really, really special. And for others, it's scientific research. We have the opportunity to have payloads on board. And so, you know, of course, today we're looking at this beautiful rocket where we have 12 payloads on flight. And so that's just something to where everyone's journey is a little bit different. And we love to be able to bring someone's dream of going to space to life and really welcoming, if you will, that vision of theirs.
That's incredible. I love hearing you talk about the astronaut experience and the promise of, you know, what that experience does to people. It's pretty clear that you yourself are pretty passionate about it, so thank you.
You know what? It is something really special to be a part of. And so when we have 6 astronauts on board with a traditional New Shepard flight, again, a human-tended flight, we would expect to have 6 astronauts on board. when they come to the West Texas desert, they talk about what their zero-G plan would look like, what they want that to be. Some choose actually to stay in their seat so they can prioritize looking out those giant, beautiful windows. Look at that on the top of the rocket, my gosh. And they stare out the window and they look at planet Earth again, and that's what they came to do. Otherwise, it's one to where some want to get unbuckled. They want to float around at zero-G. And again, other ones, they might have research or a payload. They might, choose to take that time at zero-G and really, again, incorporate it. So what I want to highlight, again, is the fact that there would be 6 astronauts on board. When we do that, we incorporate each individual's vision for what that's going to be like. But there's also the opportunity to buy a full capsule. So if you want to have a little bit more autonomy over what that inside experience can look like, that's something that we can certainly facilitate.
That's incredible. So many cool opportunities to work with you to potentially get on a future manifest and experience what so many others have been able to experience so far. So you can see here we're still in a hold. This hold's going a little bit longer, and we're going to let Mission Control keep working out those final kinks in the process before they clear that hold. We're actually going to take a little breather here and watch the rocket while we await the launch crew to wrap up these final preparations. Don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here for the journey, but we will share updates as soon as we have them. right, as you can see, we are still in a hold here as the mission control team in Texas is working final technical issues and trying to clear the hold. This is one of the longer ones, of course. This happens with the operation sometimes as we make sure all systems are completely go for launch. Safety is paramount, and they just want to make sure that the rocket, the vehicle, the operation, the ground crew, everything is good to go. So bear with us. We are talking to mission control here in the background, and we are getting as much intel as we can to share with you. So we will be back with you in a second. All right, everybody, thank you and welcome back. This is the NS-27 launch for New Shepard, and we are just hearing from mission controls. We're talking to them in the background here that the flight team has decided to terminate the countdown for today. That means we're going to scrub the launch for today. They're troubleshooting a vehicle issue that will basically take us outside our available launch window. So we were pushing up against the end of that launch window, and we've basically made the call to go ahead and scrub the launch. So always disappointing to get to this point, but I think we want to make sure all these systems are completely ready to go and be certain about the launch conditions for flight. So. We don't currently have any new launch window to announce, so please continue to follow Blue Origin on social media as we will be revealing the new launch window and the new launch attempt date as soon as we have it.
That's right, Joel. And I just think that this really speaks to Blue Origin and our overall assurance to fly when we are ready and ensure that we have a safe vehicle to fly.
So yeah, once that turnaround plan is confirmed, we'll go ahead and announce that new launch window. So follow us on social media for updates. Otherwise, thank you all for joining us today. We are happy to have you along the ride for the first attempt for NS-27, and we will see you all very soon.
Very soon.
All right. Gratitum ferociter.
Can't stop falling for you. 'Cause I can't stop falling for you.